All right. So, hey, everybody, thanks for joining us here today. We're going to have a really inspiring conversation with one of our awesome franchisees, Seth Hill. Seth joins us from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Seth came to Joshua Tree Experts with a wealth of knowledge and experience in mechanical engineering. So, definitely not the tree care industry. Really excited to hear about his insights into what he's learned throughout his journey here today. Seth, thank you for joining us here today, my friend.
Well, thanks for having me, Dylan. It's a pleasure, and we've enjoyed our journey so far, and really happy to talk about it.
That's great, man. I am super excited to kind of get into this conversation. You've been a franchisee now since March of 2024. Is that correct when you guys actually launched?
We launched, yes, in March of 2024. We prepped for the first winter, got everything ready, trained, but yeah, got boots on the ground March 11th, 2024.
Awesome, awesome. So thinking back to just about a year ago from now, you were in the process of deciding that if this was going to be the right fit for you, if Joshua Tree Experts and even a franchise model in that was going to be the right fit. What inspired you to ultimately choose to go forward with that franchise opportunity with Joshua Tree Experts?
Well, that's a pretty big story. We had, almost probably close to 9 months of prep and thinking and praying about it. And the backstory to this is, of course, is you and Caleb. Caleb was interact with you. You guys talked about this. You guys were just beginning to think about franchising. Caleb was already in the industry on the side, planting trees, working landscaping type stuff, and fell in love with the idea. That whole time frame was 2020, where um, I was, for the first time in my life, because of the sector of engineering that I was in, new product development, I had been laid off for the first time in my life. And I was ready and looking for something else. I was looking for something to do with the kids. Engineering, especially in manufacturing in this area, is very time consuming. So we were always away from the kids. I was especially 10, 11 hours a day working and wanted something to work with the family. And this was just like, yeah, this fits. And the industry is terrific. We begin to talk to people in the industry. Everybody we talked to in the industry was happy to be in the industry, which is different from a lot of industry. I don't know if everybody knows that, but it's not that same way in manufacturing. It's cutthroat. A lot of industries are very, very cutthroat. Sales in general, you get into retail, cutthroat. This is I can't tell you how many times I call a competitor and they're wanting to help me. And it's just that kind of an industry. And so we fell in love with the industry. We fell in love when we visited you guys. Um, the atmosphere at Joshua Tree was terrific. The employees themselves, again, were always very enthusiastic to help. They seemed very happy to be there. And talking about how Josh's very first two employees are still with the company, and we talked with them, and they're happy and very enthusiastic about being there, and the growth potential that they're always in. There's always a growth mindset at Joshua Tree. So yeah, for us, those were the main things. We wanted a good culture. We wanted a good business outlook. And when you look at the business itself in the industry, there's a huge amount of growth in the industry itself. So all of those factors were just like, yeah, we really feel really comfortable going with Joshua Tree and getting into this industry.
Your guys' journey is very inspiring to me because I was right there with Caleb, sitting there talking, in during COVID in 2020 in the middle of Iraq. So it was definitely cool for me to see you guys grow into this and ultimately decide to do it. So from your level as an owner, working with Caleb, I know Caleb's working in the business as well. Now, what do you think has been the biggest contributing factor to some of the success that you guys have already had since, just launching in March of 2024?
So I think probably the biggest factor in our success is hiring good people. It has been a terrific crew that we've got on staff now. We had a little bit of a bump, but overall, we've got a great team together. They work well together. They know their business. We hired certified climbers, certified arborists, and we were upfront with them that, yeah, this is a risk for you come to this company from other major tree care companies. But we're offering you something that they can't, which is the opportunity to grow with us. And they bought in, and we're working through our first winter, and they're still with us. So getting to this point, getting to March again, with everybody still buying in, is going to be a huge hurdle for us, because that there just a number of reasons. So the first winter is probably your hardest time, to get through in the Northeast anyway.
Here at Joshua Tree, what are some of the components and support pieces that you found to be the most helpful in actually ensuring that you can operate as a business under tree care? So what has been that support pieces that impacted your business, whether it's been training, marketing, recruiting? What's helping you actually run and grow that business?
I think there's two main things. Obviously, the first is the personnel that's helping us. Your team is terrific. You've dedicated people just to helping the franchisees. So you got Carmel Armstrong on as VP to lead this effort. You've got marketing. Melissa is terrific. You've got um, people in the financial side of things really working with us. I can't say enough about Chris Cooper and what he's doing for us. Um, and of course, the call center is terrific. All of that is probably the top priority or top thing that I would say is helpful from Joshua Tree. But then you have the systems. Single ops is, I've had many comments saying that's the most professional proposal that they've ever gotten out of single ops. It's got everything that you need. It's all the bells and whistles that you need, pictures of the tree as well as maps, and built in proposals for pruning versus takedowns, and it just helps you along the way. And I can say that firsthand because I started out as the salesman, the sales arborist, so I use that a lot. And of course, QuickBooks, the help with that has been great and fantastic. But the call center, the single ops has been terrific, and being able to call you guys at any time and say, hey, listen, we need some help. So plant healthcare, the training system, Whale, is terrific. Getting on and watching those videos and educating yourself how to sell, how to do the plant healthcare, presenting yourself. It's all of that's in there and terrific. So I don't know how somebody does it, especially if you're not coming from the industry, without a franchise backing like this. And there really hasn't been any hiccups on that side. Anytime we're calling, and you guys are growing too, so you're teaching us, hey, let's do different marketing things in different areas. It's different, and it's been terrific. That's all I can say.
I love that you brought up the idea of the CRM and the software itself because, I think there's lots of tree care companies out there. Like, it's not like, Joshua Tree is specific to single ops, but we truly believe that a software is only as good as it only has the outputs that you put in on the input. And I
Right.
think it's awesome that you guys are using single ops to that degree, right? That's what's going to separate you, just like you said, from the everyday tree companies that are using it in, yes, some capacity. You are maximizing your opportunity every single time you do that with single ops. And I'm super happy you brought that up. So I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, and it really is coming back to the people training you. You guys worked through it a lot. You've developed it, how we're going to use it in so many different ways. So it's a great tool in and of itself, but you guys take it over the top because you put a lot of effort into developing it.
What advice would you have for somebody who's either considering or even just getting started themselves?
Yeah, so once you get through everything that we just discussed, and you get a good feel for whether this is going to be a fit. You guys have core values. You hire and fire on those core values. You have to do that same process today. Do you align with the value system of Joshua Tree? Once you get on the other side of that, you need to start looking at your equipment package. What is it you're going to be getting into? Are you going to get into plant healthcare right off the bat? Are you going to you're just going to work at GTC, General Tree Care? And the biggest decision for that point for me, looking back on it, I decided that I was going to be the salesman. That's a challenge. Okay. And if you want to get into and maybe maximize the business, it's probably a good idea to think about getting a sales arborist that's already got experience selling plant healthcare, because you can maximize things. And then you look at getting your switch and go, your plant healthcare side of things. So that's the looking back on it. We had made a decision early on that we're going to start simple and we're going to learn the business. And, but that comes with its own challenges. This year around, we're really wanting to add a sales arborist that can help us launch into plant healthcare and allow me the opportunity to really work on the business, not just in the business. And it really takes a visionary in the company. The EOS system that we didn't even talk about, but that's the other thing that we're really getting into now, which really allows you to scale the business. And so first year survival, second year you're looking to scale. The remaining time you're really looking to scale. And so that's the things you think about very first, as you move through the system, is what do I start with? Where's my direction? You can start lean, you can start gun ho, but as you progress, make sure it's a systematic progression.
I know you're working in this business with your son Caleb. You're both owners in this business. So I want you to think, and whether it's at the front end of this, or getting through winter where you are now, what has been the proudest moment that you've had as an owner of Joshua Tree Experts, and how is that reflecting your ability to grow in the business?
Really getting to some of the first jobs where you win. You know, as the owner and the salesman, you can really go through some big flops. The first learning how to do things, you can go through some flops, but getting that first sales win, where you have a great um, outcome, you won there. That's a huge milestone. Celebrate it, and learn how to multiply those. So to me, that was great. Doing it with Caleb, and bringing my daughter in and doing it, and Caleb's wife is helping, all of us doing things together. It's the proudest. To me, this is a family generational business.